Alright then folks, this is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena draft video. Premier draft, Theros Beyond Death will end in 5 hours, and I do want to get my third 7-win video, so I say we go for it and stop wasting time. And hopefully this doesn't take forever. I mean, it's about to end soon, so I guess no one wants to draft it, so it's taking forever. Yep, this could be a long wait. It could even be 6 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Because the one I did previously, which I didn't upload because it was a fine draft but didn't get to 7, took at least around like 5 minutes, but we'll see. There we go. Okay, just need one more. Then we are off to finishing this draft before Kaladesh Remastered arrives. Which I still haven't really looked up the set yet, to be honest, but I know that there's Fabricate, +1/+1 counters in black-green, artifacts, obviously Revolt. What else is there? Vehicles. So it's a pretty interesting dynamic set, but I don't know which set will be more emphasized. But here we go. Let's hopefully have everyone hit the ready button promptly. Okay. We only have 5 hours left, so I do want to get this done. Get my 7. Come on. Don't fail me now. Hit the ready button. Alright. Premier Draft, Theros Beyond Death. Pack 1, pick 1. What do we have to find pleasure of opening? A powerful rare. I think this card is kind of close to a bomb if I mean, it's definitely going to be a bomb in a black-red sacrifice deck, but in any other red deck, it's still very good since the Chapter 2 forces the opponent of the opponent's creatures to attack, giving you beneficial blocks, and then the Chapter 3 forces the creatures to deal damage to itself equal to its power. So any creature that doesn't have high toughness uh, or doesn't have high toughness is going to die, so a Chrome War seems like an excellent first pick. Alternatively, looking at the uncommons, Grey Merchant can be pretty nice in a Black Devotion deck. Rise to Glory, excellent in the white-black Aura's Reanimation deck. And then at the commons, nothing else stands out. So it's really just the top row, and the Chrome War keeps us in one color, and it's not going to commit us to an archetype like the Grey Merchant, but I would definitely love playing a Chrome War in a black-red sacrifice deck, since you can steal and sacrifice their creature, but this card is definitely insane. After first picking the Chrome War, we could maybe speculate into the red-green Power 4 Matters archetype, since the Furious Rise is an excellent value engine for that archetype. Alternatively, like, the commons aren't really amazing. None of them really stand out. Like, I wouldn't mind playing Pious Wayfarer, an aggressive archetype. Sentinel's Eyes, decent enchantment. Underworld Charger, decent escape creature, but generally speaking, it's not... The fact that it can't block forces you to be in a really aggressive black deck at times. So, yeah, let's stick to Furious Rise, stick to our first color, and then if we end up drafting red-green, this can be quite powerful. So let's take it. The green card here is Binding of the Titans, but it's not necessarily a card you want in the red-green decks. It's more for the black-green escape deck. We have some decent red cards. Final Flare for sacrifice. If we want to sacrifice our enchantments, the Scoville's War Leader can be a decent 4-power creature to go along with our Furious Rise. Hateful Eidolon, only good if you have a lot of aura-based removal spells, and auras are okay, but they aren't killing things. It's not going to be too easy to trigger the Hateful Eidolon, so I don't know if I want to go that route. Sunmane Pegasus, good white common. Or I just take the Elysian Caryatid as a payoff for the red-green Power 4 Matters archetype. I know it's a 2-drop, but you can tend to get Scoville's War Leaders later. Or I just take it now to just parallel the Furious Rise in case we don't end up in green. I think that's more acceptable, so... Let's take the Scoville's War Leader, but overall that pack also wasn't very exciting. No amazing red cards, so I think we can maybe pivot. And if we decide to pivot, which direction do we want to go to? If we take the blue cards, there's some decent flash cards. Vex and Goal, the Glimpse of Freedom, but none of our red cards have flash in them currently. There's an Ichthyomorphosis, so if we do end up in red-blue, it's going to be some weird, like, mid-range, like, red-blue deck, which I don't want. Could just take a Mogus Favor here. I've been really impressed by this card. Just because it can handle 1 toughness quite nicely. It's cheap to escape, and then you can use this also on a creature with more than 1 toughness to make it into a high-powered attacker. So let's try it out, see how it goes. But that pack also wasn't great. Ooh, Mischievous Chimera. But again, I don't think our red cards are set up for a flash deck. I mean, I do see it being open on this table with Omen of the Sea, Mischievous Chimera, and Stinging Lionfish. But yeah, just none of our cards really fit the flash archetype. I feel like if we're going to be leveraging the Chrome War and Furious Rise, we'd rather just be in the Jund colors, and the Soul Reaper can be a decent sack outlet as well to generate value. So yeah, I think I'm just going to stick to my guns, being the Jund colors, since we took the Chrome War, and Scoville's War Leader wants to be in a sack deck. Like, sure, you can make exceptions, you can take these cards and still end up in a blue-red flash deck, but honestly, they just don't have great synergy, so I think I'm just going to take the Soul Reaper instead, and then, yeah, I got rewarded. Although I could just take an Iroh's Blessing, maybe that's just better. Yeah, Iroh's Blessing is definitely better, but the Slaughter Priest of Mogus is kind of like our Signpost uncommon, and it's a sack outlet for the creatures that we steal from a Chrome War. Lampad's also a great, excellent sack outlet, but the Slaughter Priest is just better. Yeah, I guess I just take the Slaughter Priest of Mogus here just to have a 2-drop. It's still a very good 2-drop though, but hopefully we can pick up an Iroh's Blessings later. And here I could even just take a random Oread if I or just take a Loathsome Chimera if we give up on black. In that case, I was better off taking the Iroh's Blessings anyways. yeah, there's just nothing great in this pack. Let's just take the Loathsome Chimera. Maybe green could be open, and another Iroh's Blessing. Okay, so red is definitely open for my right. Love seeing this. This card is excellent, fantastic, great tempo play. Enhances your creature, kills something. And yeah, we can even take a Portent of Betrayal in the Black-Red Sacrifice deck. If I want to stay open, again, there's a thrill of possibilities, but Portent has a lot of upside. Of course, like as long as we pick up enough sack outlets, which we do have a current amount of, this card can be incredible. Just by stealing the creature, attacking with it, and then sacrificing it can be great. And now we can finally take our Oread as a mediocre 2-drop if we don't pick up any land pads. So green does not seem too open. I think red-black seems like the open archetype to our right-hand side, and that does make me very happy, given that I took in a Chrome War and even a late Underworld Charger as maybe a 3-drop escape creature if we're going to be a little bit more aggressive. Seems really solid. So yep, it's going to be a Rakdos deck again for our final draft. And that's decent. I don't hate it. Furious Rise might not be the easiest to get going, but as long as we have like an Underworld Charger that managed to escape, or get an Iroh's Blessing, it can be pretty solid. The Slaughter Priest can maybe sack something, gain 4 power, or something sacrifices and Slaughter Priest gains 4 power itself to enable Furious Rise. I guess we also have Mogis Favor to attach it onto like a 2-powered creature like Soul Reaper to trigger the Furious Rise. So Furious Rise actually doesn't seem that bad in this type of deck. So yeah, this is a really good start to draft. But we have outs to being red-green as well, from the looks of it. Red-blue also seemed open, but again, like our red cards just didn't have any flash and didn't really play well in the red-blue flash deck. I could just still take a Glimpse of Freedom anyways. What's this? Yeah, this is a crappy card. I mean, I'd rather just have Wrapped in Flames. At least that synergy of the heroes and Stinging Lionfish. Okay. Alright. I mean, red-blue flash is... I get it. I mean, red-blue flash is not unplayable. I just don't think it's the best archetype. I think it can be pretty solid if you can keep a really low curve and you have lots of flyers and stern dismissals, but overall, generally speaking, I don't like it that much. Can we splash for Pelucranos, please? I mean, usually when I play Pelucranos, I want to have the green activation up, but this card is just a bomb. Alternatively, like, well, we take a Venomous Hierophant, which probably is the safer pick, right? I mean, I don't know if we should even splash Pelucranos, because honestly, the escape cost is just very difficult to get going, and if we're going to be drafting red-black exclusively, primarily, then we already have an Underworld Charger, so hate to say it, but I think it's the Venomous Hierophant here, since it can, it's a really good 4-drop, has Death Touch, and can enable escape for the Underworld Charger already. Pelucranos would require a splash, of course, but we're not in green. We don't have Omen the Hunts. We would have to take a Traveler's Amulet. And yeah, this is just going to be a little bit too difficult to escape unless you're in a dedicated escape deck. But yeah, I'll take the Venomous Hierophants. Hopefully this doesn't come back and bite me. And here, a pretty good pack too. There's a Lampad as a sack outlet. I can take an Omen of the Forge. I already have a Mogis Favor. The Omen of Dead can bring back some stuff. Currently nothing too exciting to bring back. We already have a Mogis Favor already. The Scovos Maze Warden is a solid 4-drop, but we do have the Iroh's Blessing and a Chrome War already on 4. I think this could be our time to just take up the Omen of the Forge or just take the Lampad. I mean, the Lampad gives us another sacrifice outlet for our Portent of Betrayal and the Chrome War, so that's actually not bad. And it's a nice upgrade over Oread, so between these two is close. And the Scovos Maze Warden, again, being a 4-drop, we have a couple of 4-mana plays already, so I don't actually just hate the Lampad, and hopefully we can get an Omen, because red did seem very open in the first pack, and there was a late Iroh's Blessing, so there's a chance that we still get an Omen of the Forge, and then here, Inevitable End is a great removal spell. Not the best, I guess, because the opponent still gets their blocker for 1 turn, but it generally just kills the creature for the most part, and then what's crazy is like trigger on the stack, when this card is about to trigger on a stack, you can just use your own Final Flare to sacrifice the Inevitable End as well, getting value out of it, so this is great. But we could just be the only black-red drafter seeing a pick 3 Inevitable End. Maybe someone else will be drafting black-red, but I'm really happy with the current picks we just took. I think this draft is flowing smoothly. And then Underworld Ragehound, another escape creature. Don't mind this. Probably don't want a second one because we have an Underworld Charger already in the deck, but this is a nice aggressive 2-drop that pairs well with the black-red deck. Because black-red is also trying to look to escape and sacrifice as well. So it's definitely a very, very solid color. Yeah, I think the land pad was correct, just so we can sacrifice the stuff we steal. And I could, again, use another good sack outlet. For one generic, it's pretty nice, and it can also help you close out the game. This card's definitely an overperformer. And could play Grey Merchant. There's a Final Flare as another sacrifice outlet. I actually don't hate the Grey Merchant, but it might not be necessary, to be honest, because, like, we're not really a heavy Black Devotion deck. Like, yeah, we're just not. Like, the Inevitable End will end up in the graveyards. Mogis Favor might not. We have a decent number of black cards, but I don't know if it's to drain them. In terms of creatures, we do have 8. I actually don't mind just having a Final Flare to maybe sacrifice our Sagas at the final trigger. And then even sacrificing Inevitable End as well. So, yeah, Grey Merchant's fine, but honestly, I don't even know if we're going to be a heavy Black Devotion deck to leverage it all the way. And Kara Celebrant is excellent, definitely above average 2-drop, can lead to maybe a 2-for-1, and it can even trade up. Wouldn't mind a few more rights too. This card's also very excellent in the escape decks. But here it's just going to be a careless Celebrant. Great creature to sack as well. Fury's Rise also looking decent, again with the Mogis Favor, the Iros Blessing onto 3-power creatures, and then, yeah, this is on 2-powered creatures or more. Okay, another Venomous Hierophant, another nice escape enabler, plays well the Iros Blessings, giving it 4 power for the Furious Rise, and also the Mogis Favor, so, yeah, I think we have a high chance of seeing a Furious Rise in a deck like this. Now, I don't really like the Temple Thief, and I don't think we need a second Underworld Charger. Pump spells are not really my thing in the red-black decks, since we're not trying to enable Heroic. So I think I'm just going to take a Wings of Hubris, since it kind of gives us an alternate angle of attack, in case we want to give something flying. Like, it's pretty nice with the Underworld Ragehound, since they're forced to attack, and sometimes the opponent might just put some sort of blocker, and you can surprise them by giving it flying, so... Yeah, I think we're for sure black-red at this point. So don't need to see reason taking a green card. Ooh, this man should make it. Although we do have a bunch of 4s already. This is definitely above average 4-drop that can pump itself, but I think we need the Omen for sure. Because now we just have the Final Flare that we don't mind sacking. Could use some cheap interaction. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Yeah, let's take the Omen. Seeing it late was a sign. Take a Flummox Cyclops. Don't necessarily find Irreverent Revelers playable. Nyxform Marauder for Black Devotion can be a thing if we see a million like Great Merchant of Asphodels. But yeah, could use a good 5-drop like a Rage Scar Berserker or another Scovos War Leader. We'll see, but this draft is going nicely again. Drag to the Underworld, excellent removal spell. It is double black, but you know, even then, if it's 4 mana, double black kills something at instant speed, this is still a very good card. Like even if it gets like a reduction, it's even better. So I'm definitely going to be the pick here. Unconditional removal, always excellent as first picks. And do I need a second portent? Probably not. I wouldn't mind Omen of the Dead, honestly. I mean, I don't really have much to get back. How about Stampede Rider? Do I want to play a Stampede Rider on turn 3? It's not that bad as well, but I mean, it's kind of mediocre. But then again, I don't think I need a second portent. I think it's kind of overkill trying to main deck 2 portents and do the whole sack thing. 1 is usually typically enough. Since we also have the Acroan Warder Steel. Yeah, I just don't have anything too interesting to get back from the graveyard, like a Grey Merchant or Blight Breath Catoblepus. So I feel more inclined to just take the Stampede Rider, because we do have a bit of a gap at 3. So it seems okay. And then I could use another good Scovos War Leader, some fine blue cards as well, but yeah, let's just do this. Black, red Sacrifice, and then we just need 1 more playable. The Oriad, I'm not too high on this. I could see this being cut. I do like the Underworld Charger and the Underworld Rage Hound with double Venomous Hierophant though. What's this? This has to be a gift, right? This is definitely a gift. Oh man, pick 4 Tectonic Giants. No one's drafting red. This card is amazing. Oh my god. Yeah, let's just take it. Like, what am I even thinking about? And then, yeah, second Slaughter Priest of Mogus. Why not? I can also consider the Omen of the Dead for the Tectonic Giant as well, but outside of that, I don't really have anything else to get back, so I guess we can now ditch the Oriad and then play just play second Slaughter Priest of Mogus, but this is quite insane. Don't think I'm going to be playing Hero of the Games, since we don't have too many ways to self-target besides a single Iroh's Blessing and the Mogus Favor. So, but I'll take it anyways, just to have one. But yeah, we pretty much have a full deck by now, and this deck can definitely easily just close out some games by curving out and just curving out essentially. I mean, I can also just ditch the Furious Rise, because we do need the Iroh's Blessing and the Mogus Favor to enhance them into 4-powered creatures, so it does require a bit of work, but I mean, with the double Scovos War Leaders in a deck, with the Underworld Charges being able to become 4-powered, same with the Underworld Rage Hound and the Slaughter Priest of Mogus, they can be fine. What's this? This is another gift. This is a really good black rare. Oh my god, yeah. We probably don't need Furious Rise. The Tectonic Giant is already a card draw engine by itself. And I'll just take another Iroh's Blessing, why not? Can even run 16 lands if I'm crazy enough. Can maybe just ditch the Stampede Rider, to be honest. Like, I know we can trigger it, but honestly, we probably don't even need it. Do I want to play 4 of these? I don't know, maybe we do. I mean, with Timur Calls the Dead and Double Venomous Hierophant, we shouldn't have any trouble self-milling ourselves. And we probably don't even need, like, the Wings of Hubris, maybe. Maybe we can, if we do enough damage, we can just sack a bunch of stuff and drain them with the Lampad. We can just attack with a bunch of 2-drops and punch through. Tectonic Giant can deal 3 damage whenever it's attacking, so that's also great. So we probably don't need it. Let's see, I do like the Final Flare in a deck like this, just because we're trying to leverage some escape synergies. We can also sack our Sagas too to the Final Flare at the 3rd chapter once it triggers, because the effect will still go on the stack, and we can sacrifice the Saga still to get value out of it. Okay, so 23 cards. Some cards I could consider. Probably not going to play the Flummox Cyclops in a deck like this. Probably don't need double Portent of Betrayal. So it's either like Stampede Rider, Hero of the Games, Furious Rise, or something else. I don't know. Yeah, I think we're just going to be a curve out aggressive, like beat down, like red-black sacrifice deck, which can be quite fun. Yeah, we got all the red-black cards, like late Timur Calls the Dead, late Tectonic Giant. This draft, better get to 7 wins, otherwise I'm going to be quite furious. So yeah, what can we do? Okay, Mogus Favor, Overperformer is definitely going to make the cut. I do like the Final Flare, again with the Saga synergy, Inevitable End is just great. Also pairs well with Final Flare. The 2s are looking amazing. 5 2-drops, which are all top quality. The 3-drops, decent. I do like the Timur Calls the Dead as a 3-mana make 2/2/2s, almost like a 3-mana 4/4. The Underworld Charger can provide us another excellent escape creature for this deck that I don't mind having. Double Venomous Hierophant, and the Timur Calls the Dead can help enable escape for our escape creatures. And it's good to have 2 escape creatures, because if we're going to be self-milling, we want to hit them sometimes by self-milling, so that's great. Don't mind the double Iroh's Blessings. The Akroan War, really excellent. I could actually just cut the Portent maybe if we're going to play the Akroan War, but the Portent just gives us another steal effect. That can be kind of relevant. Looking at the sideboard, I can again consider the Wings of Hubris. But again, the argument against the Wings of Hubris is that we're just going to sacrifice a bunch of stuff and drain them out, or we're just going to use the Tectonic Giant's ability to deal 3 damage to them whenever it attacks. So there's an argument against that. I don't think I need a second Portent of Betrayal. Don't think I need Flummox Cyclops. Usually the Venomous Hierophants are just better. Same argument with the Arena Trickster. We also don't have too much flash to go along with it. Could consider the Stampede Rider as another 3-drop though. Like 4, because we do have 4 4-drops. Could use an extra 3-drop in this position. And then we do have double Iroh's Blessings on 4s to curve out with 2, so it's good to maybe just have an extra 3-drop so we can have a little bit more early game to like attach the Blessings onto. So there's an argument for that. Could consider this. I guess is around 3 or 4 mana. This is around 3 mana. This is around 3 mana. So yeah, I could consider either Stampede Rider and Hero of the Games, and the question is which one do I prefer? Does it really matter? I guess it could matter. Like, we do need to trigger 4 power constantly for the Stampede Rider to get a bonus. The only creatures that can do that are the Scovos War Leader, the Iroh's Blessing maybe attaching onto a creature, an escaped Underworld Charger, a Slaughter Priest of Mogus that just sacked something, Underworld Charger escaped, Lampad. I think it's fine, but we might just want the 3/2. I mean, but this is 3 toughness, which can be a lot better at times, to be honest. But imagine the Hero of the Games getting an Iroh's Blessing and being able to pump itself. That can be pretty cool. The Stampede Rider, though, the toughness is just a lot better. And given that we only have 12 creatures, counting 13, including Timrid Calls the Dead, I guess, I do want maybe another creature over the Furious Rise, which is a fine value engine, but with a card like Tectonic Giant, we probably don't need it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I could just keep it like this regardless and have the Portent of Betrayal in the deck. I mean, I guess the cut we're asking to cut for is probably just the Wings of Hubris. Like, I know we can fly over, but again, we can just drain them, so that's an argument for that. And I probably don't need a second Venomous Hierophant. So it's one of these 3-drops, I think, since we only have 12 creatures and we need a little bit more. I mean, I guess us creatures that can come back from escape. I mean, I guess escape creatures can maybe up the amount to maybe potentially 14, quite possibly. So yeah, this can be a little bit difficult. Do we want the Portent? 1, 2, 3, but this is expensive. 4, 5, this is 6 mana. 7, I mean, we do have a decent amount of sack outlets, so don't hate the Portent. And it can also like steal the game out of nowhere. The Furious Rise, again, a little bit difficult to trigger. Yeah, I probably don't need the Wings. I think maybe we should just curve out and just smash and then escape our creatures and then just clear pass with our removal spells. We can just win. So between Hero and Stampede Rider, again, which one do we want? So Stampede Rider has higher toughness, which can be a little bit more better. The Hero of the Games comes default with 3 power, but does need some help to enhance it with maybe a Mogus Favor or an Iroh's Blessing on curve. Yeah, between these two, it's kind of difficult, honestly. Slaughter Priest of Mogus, again, you need to sack things to make this into 4 power, so it's not going to trigger the 4 power constantly. So I could consider just a Hero of the Games on turn 3 instead. We don't have any Wrapped in Flames to go with it, though. And the higher toughness could matter, because the opponent could have like Omen of the Forge, which can be really problematic, forcing the Hero of the Games to trade down. Whereas if we play a turn 2 play and the opponent has an Omen to take out one of our 2-drops at instant speed, it's fine, since it's a 2 mana play. So there's an argument against that, so maybe I could just throw in a Stampede Rider instead here. It's just a tankier creature, and the Omen of the Forges can't interrupt it at instant speed, so it's a little bit safer. It does die to Mara's Grasp, just like pretty much anything in a set, but Mara's Grasp is sorcery speed, which will not interfere with our if we decide to put an Iroh's Blessing onto something, because I can see a weird scenario where I just play Hero of the Games and then I have Iroh's Blessing onto it, and then they respond with like a Omen of the Forge that can definitely blow me out, and Omen of the Forge is definitely a popular card as well. So yeah, I can see the argument of taking the Stampede Rider instead. And you know, it's not impossible to enable 4 power. We have plenty of ways to do it, but it does require a little bit more work. So yeah, I think something like this can be fine, slightly favoring red. And in terms of our mana, I think with 17 lands is still fine, because the Portent is going to take a bit more mana to get going. It's going to be mostly like a 5 or turn 6 play. We have 2 5-drops, a lot of 4-drops. Drag could also be like 3 or 4 mana. Final Flare 3 mana. All these 3 mana, Omen of the Sun, we might scry with it. So yeah, 16 lands, 17 lands seem reasonable. What do we have to prevent Flood? Maybe the Tectonic Giant can get there. Maybe we sacrifice to the Soul Reaper, which isn't that great. I mean, I guess we can escape some stuff by playing the Venomous Hierophant and self-milling. So I guess the escape creatures can be mana sinks if we do end up flooding a bit. And yeah, if we're going to be self-milling this much, 17 lands seems preferable in case we just to increase the chances that we actually curve out and have lands, and our secondary color. So yeah, let's try this out. Let's see how it goes. Rakdos for the win. And then yeah, a Crone War seems perfect as our pack one pick one bomb. Let's do this. 7 wins. Okay, we have the Carousel Brint on 2, we have the Omen of the Forge, turn 3, Stampede Rider could be a possibility. I say it's okay. Do we really need access to a land pad too early? I mean, it's pretty nice to stack to the Carousel Brint, but being on the play, I really don't want to go down a card, so as long as we have a decent, like, curve and some removal and interaction, I think it's fine. Okay, white, okay. Sure. Celebrant is excellent. Could avoid attacking on turn 3 because he could have the whatchamacallit, the Omen of the Sun, but here I think I'm fine attacking for 2. We're locked on black mana, so we can't really double spell, but I still think we play a 3-drop just to be efficient. And if he decides to pass the turn, I'm probably just going to attack with the 2-3 and keep the 2-1 back. Because even if he flashes the Omen of the Sun in and I 2-for-1 him, so to speak, it's still I don't think it's that great, and there's no reason to keep up Omen of the Forge as well. So we'll see. People might be thinking about the Omen of the Sun flashing in. Okay, none. Who? That's a perfect target to the Mogis favor. Yeah, I can definitely do that. Alternatively, I can play out Lampad to be mana efficient, but nah, let's just do it now. Seems great, and I can get in for 4 and keep up Omen of the Forge end of turn. Very efficient, Mogis favor, doing a lot of work, punishing those 1 toughness creatures in this set. Arasta, okay. I could steal it, I guess, and sack it to the Lampad eventually, so that's not a bad idea. Do I steal it now? I guess I don't mind stealing it now. It's pretty nice. Yeah, let's steal now. It's pretty mana efficient, and I can get a nice attack. And then I'll sack it to the Lampad anyway, so this is fine. And this is a lot of damage if he doesn't play anything. If he does play something, I might just sit back and then block with Arasta. And then on the upkeep, I'll just sacrifice Arasta to the Lampad. Reverend Hoplite, making a bunch of tokens. Who cares? So let's play out the Lampad. Not going to attack with the 2-1, just attack with the 2-3. I guess I can also attack with Arasta. And if he wants to a chump, so be it. Yeah, and I can keep up Omen and then everything else. This seems fine. Sure. I mean, this is going to trample over, so I don't really understand. I mean, it's not going to trample, but I mean, she's just going to waste a 5-drop, it seems. Okay, that's fine. Say go, and then I can end of turn Omen of the Forge, and then like sack the Arasta end of turn. And the effect is going to be static, so it's not going to be on the stack. I won't target a Rasta, it just happens automatically, which is fine. I mean, I can just stack. Yeah, just sacrifice it. There's also just Mogus favor on the land pad to give it more power. That's always not a bad idea. And then we can hit him for 6, and then I guess we can finish. I mean, yeah, we can just hit him for 5, and then maybe finish him off with an Omen or steal a creature and finish him off next turn. I guess it's lethal. I could just Omen and sack the land pad. I'm so dumb. We'll just wait until end of turn to do that. So I'm hoping he doesn't play anything with life gain. I guess there's no life gain at instant speed in the set. Most of the life gain just comes from lifelink creatures. Yeah, I had lethal. So sorry opponents, I had it. But I clicked too fast. Yeah, Stampede Ride just seems better, just a higher toughness, and the trample can be relevant. The 3/2, if the 3/2 was in that position, he would have been easily traded off by a double block. So, all right, Rakdos for the win. Let's keep playing. Alright, hopefully we find a game around the 2-minute mark, because this is going to take a while, so we'll see. Okay, 2-minute mark, sure. Okay, what's this? Timurit on turn 3, which is a 3-mana 4/4 almost. And then the Omen of the Forge seems fine. We do need double black for the drag, which hopefully we can get later. But I'm hoping we don't mill a million swamps from Timurit Calls the Dead. But I think this is a fine keep. Hopefully we can mill something that we can exile to make a zombie as well. Ooh, Slaughter Priest, not bad. We'll just lead with a mountain. Alright, just passes. could have a counter spell to counter the Timuric Calls the Dead. He could also have Vexing Goal, but I'm still attacking first. Alright, please no counter spell. I mean, I need to curve out, right? I mean, even if he has counter spell, the Venomous Hierophant anyways. But Timuric Calls the Dead is powerful, and then now we can exile, I guess. Can we get back to Chrome War? I guess we can't, so might as well start making creatures. The Black History of Benalia, except it's grindy, not trying to be hyper aggressive, but it's nice just making 2/2s and helping me enable escape. And that's a good sign too, him just playing the Prophecy. Maybe he missed a land drop, but this is a pretty slow card, so while I pressure him on the ground with creatures, he could be in trouble. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, I'll just exile the Blessing. I can even sacrifice the Timuric Calls the Dead, but I probably don't need to. This is going to be 4 power next turn because it will sacrifice itself. And in red-blue, the only board wipe I need to worry about is maybe like Storm's Wrath, but that's like double red, which he doesn't have. And I do need to develop the board and pressure him, so Iroh's Blessing. Okay, so he's gonna play a creature and step in Iroh's Blessing. This is what I'm assuming. So therefore we can take it out, so then he won't be able to get value from using it. Okay, ooh, Iroh's Blessing ourselves and the Underworld Ragehound. Don't mind if I do. So if he's planning to cast Iroh's Blessing, I might need to keep up a removal spell to preserve my creature. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to say go and keep up some removal spells. Definitely need to keep a removal spell open, or else he can just kill something here. Yeah, he's pretty much screwed. I mean, he could just be naming... Ooh, okay. That's a nice one. Okay. I mean, I could just avoid Ashiok, to be honest, and just do face damage to him, so yeah, we got him. Funny, he was trying to bait me into thinking he has Iroh's Blessing. I mean, he could have had it too, but I think that was bait, just to make me believe he has it, so I'd keep up all my instances instead of developing my board. But yeah, if he had it, honestly, either way, I mean, I still managed to clear a path and get him for lethal, so this draft is very good. Getting past Timuric Calls the Dead and the 4-drop was really nice. Okay, solid curve. We can lead with an Underworld Ragehound to pressure the opponent, and then maybe play out this Slaughter Priest of Mogus. Or Lampad to sack it, who knows. Just get in there. Maybe just want to play the Lampad to keep up the activated ability, perhaps. I mean, this Leona is pretty annoying. I mean, yeah, he's probably going to trade off for it anyways. And exile it. Alternatively, I can play Lampad and sack this, but... I mean, even if I sack it, he's going to attack with a 3-1, and I want to trade off for it anyway, so... Yeah, I lose an escape creature, but I do have another escape creature in the deck. So Leonin doing pretty decent 2-drop in this set, and then here I feel like I can still just play the Slaughter Priest of Mogus. Just because it can hit for 2 as opposed to 1. And this is more of like a late game grind card, so... Green-White Selesnya go wide. If he passes a turn, it does signify a Omen of the Sun, so I'm just going to play the Venomous Hierophant and pass. Ooh, Tectonic Giant milled. Ooh, those are some really good cards milled, so... Yeah, I didn't want to see that happening, but it is what it is. Hopefully we can find some escape cards to gain value off of. He also passed a turn without playing the Omen of the Sun, so... Maybe I can get away with, Yeah, I think I'll offer trade here. I'm fine with the trade, honestly. Yeah, this would have been nice on turn 4. The Akron War also. Ooh, Shatter Sky. That's a nice one. Nice 2-for-1. Just pass. No need to play land. Because I can't sack the Scry anyways. Just passes. So, could see an Omen of the Sun being flashed in, but I'm fine. If he wants to step some sort of double block, I can just Omen of the Forge and get rid of it, so... Right, none of that? Sure. And I highly doubt he has 2 Shatter Disguise since this is a rare, so fine just playing everything out. Say go. And then hopefully maybe we can find a Portent, steal something big, get in for a nice attack, and deal with it. Okay, still passes the turn, nothing. That's very surprising. Let's go for an attack. Does he have a second Shatter? I highly doubt it, since that's a rare, so I'm just going to play everything out, honestly. Maybe he just absolutely has nothing but lands in his hand, because this is very strange. Probably going to Dreadful Apathy. Probably going to exile before I can sack it. Pretty annoying, okay. So it's going to be pretty difficult to race him, I think. Although now we have a Venomous Hierophant that can help us find an escape creature, so that's excellent. Ooh, alright, no escape creatures yet. We'll love Timid Calls the Dead being able to find something for us as well. I'm going to make a bunch of 2/2s, so we're milling all our rares in this matchup. But yeah, there's nothing I can do. It's all RNG anyways, so... Get as much drain as possible. Fizzle all of his removal, so... A white-green control deck, that's funny. I think I can just attack for 1 and finish this off of an Omen, which I don't mind, so we'll try that. let damage happen first, and then I can use the Omen. And then I can sack the Omen to Scry for some stuff too, so that's great. I'm gonna save this for like an Archon of Sun's Grace. I mean Archon of Falling Stars or something. Hopefully no Archon of Sun's Grace, because he can get back to Dreadful Apathy, which is really annoying. Our Rose Blessing is excellent. Although it's not really a creature and I have a removal spell already, maybe I'm just fine just bombing both. So I can find some playables. I mean, we already have Final Flare already as a removal spell, so this is going to be a little bit tough if I don't find any creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe the opponent doesn't have creatures. Okay. Yeah, maybe the opponent just doesn't have any creatures. Wow. Not a single creature. Okay, I mean, I would love to use this Portent too, but if there's no creatures, how do we win? Okay, Hoplite. That's not the card I want to see. It's pretty annoying. And it holds off my 1/3, so I probably need a good creature here. I guess he has an Archon here. I would love to steal his Archon and sack it, of course, to get out my Tiamat Calls the Dead or Crone War. Okay, we'll just stay back. Hopefully we find some creatures, and we do have a couple creatures still left in the deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9 plus the Lampad, so we do have a couple of creatures still. So now Slaughter Priest of Mogus is looking good. We'll pass the turn. And now we can attack with it. Hopefully. What's with these Dreadful Apathies? Can they just go away? Citizen Skirmisher, not very scary. Hate to admit it. Okay, Stampede Rider or something. This guy has triple Dreadful Apathy, so yeah, you pretty much have a Constellation control deck. Guess I don't mind using my Drag to the Underworld to blow him out now. I mean, I shouldn't be using it, but on like a stupid 1/1, but I think I'm gonna have to. Do I drag here on the Reverend Hoplite just so he doesn't make an extra token? Yeah, I think I do. I mean, no, just let him happen. Huh. Do I just attack? He can do some sort of weird triple block. Nah, let's not attack. Maybe I can wait till I can steal something large, attack this with this as a 3/4, and maybe finish him off that way. Maybe he can play a flyer and I can steal it in getting some damage, but overall this is gonna take a while. Mogus Favor is quite nice. Okay, I don't mind the Mogus's Favor. Take out this Citizen Skirmisher. So then he can no longer have any proper blocks. Yeah, I just love the efficiency of Mogus's Favor in this set. Reynada, okay. Guess I can steal Reynada and try some stuff here. Okay, I guess I can Mogis Favor onto myself and sacrifice it to destroy Renata, but I feel like this is fine just using it here. And what I can do is I can also Mogis Favor on my own Stampede Rider, attack, and then if he decides to block, then I can Final Flare, getting rid of yeah, let's try this. Hopefully no instant speed bullshit. Huh, 5. That was quite nice. Yep, let's say go. Yeah, I might as well Mogis Favor here and trample over. Seems fine. Yeah, this card is so efficient and powerful. And then anything he plays I can just drag, so yeah, we got him. Didn't like in this game how I milled all my rares, but it's what happens sometimes. There's not much you can do about it. Since we could have had a Tectonic Giant off the top, and we also could have had a Chrome War, but it is what it is, so just gotta deal with it. I guess it's gonna be another search where we wait for the 2-minute mark. Please give me a match already, please. Yeah, it's always the 2-minute mark. Well, I mean, we need red mana, and I don't want to just keep a Soul Reaper, so I think it's a mulligan. Alright, we have red mana, so I guess I'm keeping. Do I need the Chrome War? I mean, it's pretty nice with a Scovos War Leader. I could get greedy here and just ditch a land. Yeah, I could just get greedy and ditch a land. Alternatively, yeah, these cards are all good. I could just cut maybe a Scovos War Leader, because we do have sack outlets here. Yeah, maybe just a Scovos War Leader can go, and then hopefully I don't flood out too badly. Because we do have some sack outlets for cheap as well. So, I'm hoping I can get value off of this Chrome War by stealing and sacking something. Hopefully we can mill an escape creature next turn. Okay, Eutropia is excellent. Ooh, okay, just move the combat. It's going to gain flying anyways if it gains constellation, so there's really no point in staying back. Oh no, not the Tectonic Giant and a Sacrifice Outlet. Just my luck. Hopefully I don't fly out too badly, but opponent's trying to go 3 colors, Voracious type, and great card, but I'm still going to attack into it. Ooh, Lampad and a Crone War are also quite powerful. I think we can attack first, right? Yeah, let's attack first. Do I take out Eutropia or do I take out, that's fine. That was actually a fine result. Don't mind the lands getting milled because I already have like 5 mana already, so. We still have some rares. We have the Chrome War we have in our hand. We also have the some other fine cards. Ooh, that's funny. That's a card again that I don't expect. Okay. You can steal something and eventually stack it to the land pad, so I don't mind. He might just be trying to play. He might just play an enchantment. This turn, sack it so he can get a creature from his library, probably. Mill 3 lands, so that's not bad. That prevents a bit of flooding. Honestly, just need a good. That's why Lampad is great. But that's a pretty neat combo with the Enigmatic Incarnation, just being able to replace your enchantments with a creature with CMC higher, one higher than the original enchantment that was sacrificed. Pretty cool usage of that enchantment, but I wouldn't really play it in limited. Yep, currently 4-0. Let's keep playing. Right, not the most amazing hand, but we do have Hierophants on 4. I mean, we do need red mana, but we're on the draw. This hand isn't great. Well, this is interesting. I mean, if we don't get red mana, we're screwed, but we do have extra draw steps. I think it's fine. As long as we can drop our Hierophants, we should be okay. Opponent also mulligan, so hopefully he's not hyper-aggressive. Ooh, Tectonic Giants. Might take a while, since we haven't gotten our red mana yet. But, yeah, we'll be taking a beating for the time being. Red mana would be nice next turn. And we don't have red mana, so that was a pretty bad risk. But hopefully I don't mill my mountains, but my Venomous Hierophant can hold off the ground team for now. Okay, well, hopefully we don't mill some mountains, but I gotta play this. This can be really bad if we don't get any mountains. Please don't mill. Oh no. Well, that's really one mountains, but that's okay. One mountain's fine. Could see a Faithful end of turn. Yep, Final Flare. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was. Just take 2. I'm happy if he used Final Flare on just a 3/3 Death Touch, just to get him for 2 damage. But I really need my red sources. Just milled 1, but I could end up milling a million if I'm not careful, but I gotta play this. Please don't mill my red. Please. That's another red source. Okay. So I do have 6 more red sources in the deck, but if I don't play them, I'm going to be in trouble still, so hopefully I can defend long enough so I won't die. The Mogus Slaughter Priest is really annoying. Just need red mana, please. Game, give me red. There we go. Alright, ask and you shall receive. I can keep up the Omen of Forge to punish him, or just play out the Scovos War Leader, which is probably just a better play. Just develop a large chonky creature and then stay back. Because he does need sack fodder for the Slaughter Priest of Mogus to up game power. Okay, that's annoying. Very annoying. Okay, I guess we'll be taking some hits. I don't mind just blocking the Slaughter Priest, to be honest, because he's going to sack the Scovos War Leader anyways. I'll be taking too much, so I think I block and then force him to sack. It's a pretty gross 2. I mean, it's a pretty nasty 2-for-1, but I think it's fine. And then do I just play out the Tectonic Giants? I guess I'm fine playing out my Slaughter Priest and then... Maybe Tectonic Giant's fine, but he probably has a million removal spells. Maybe I can Chrome War steal this and sack this. Or maybe I can just Omen this 2/2 and then play out the Slaughter Priest. Yeah, that's probably better. Play out the Slaughter Priest and then I can sack the Omen to give this first strike. So we can just say go. Piper, sure. Probably has an Omen of the Forge. Ooh, another Final Flare. Okay, so glad that I dodged that bullet. Sure, I'll take 2, and then hopefully my Tectonic Giant will survive. Because this card can single-handedly just win the game. Yeah, let's do it. Please no removal. I'm begging you. Please no removal. Probably has another Final Flare. He probably has 3 Final Flares. Yeah, he's hovering over it. He has something. Wow, triple Final Flare. I mean, at least I can draw some cards. So I guess I can still get a reward off of this. And I'll grab a mountain. At least that thins out my deck, at least. I'll be taking 2, but as long as I can find a creature to deal with this Soul Reaper, I should be okay. One, two, three, 4. No creatures. What's this? This is bad. Guess I'll just sacrifice the Omen, Scry 2, and say go. Yeah, a bunch of my creatures died already. The opponent managed to sack a bunch of them and do the Final Flares, and it's really annoying, so... I do want to just take out a Soul Reaper, to be honest. Guess I'll keep a Soul Reaper. Do I want the Portents? I mean, I do have enough mana to steal and stack as well, so I think it's fine. So now what we can do is we can play land, play the Soul Reaper, and then I can attempt to Iroh's Blessing this. Hopefully. Please no Final Flare. Okay, none. So now we can take this out before it becomes a nuisance. And hopefully he doesn't have anything else here. I'm hoping he plays a large creature so I can just do the same he did to me. Oh no, Portent. Okay, well I mean this isn't lethal unless he grows it, of course. Ooh, okay. So he's still 2 off, so pretty interesting. Guess he can sack it himself. Yeah, that sucks. So I'll probably use the Chrome War into something else. And I don't have a sack outlet anymore. Yeah, that sucks. Well, that's annoying. Blood Aspirant. I guess he just sacks 2 things and wins, so GG's. Alright, this opponent got me. Triple Final Flare does work. I guess if you have double Discord Piper. So, yeah, that sucks. I was hoping one of my creatures could at least stick around so I can just leverage the Crowan War, stealing his stuff and sacking it, but he managed to deal with my stuff first and steal it as well. Is it the same guy? Okay, let's get some revenge. We need some revenge here. Give me my 2 drops. Okay, this is better. Let's get some revenge. And punish you for playing 5 final flares. 3 final flares, I mean. Probably the Scorn Piper. Yep. So I don't really want to attack my 2/2. I think playing out the Underworld Charger is fine, and then play out the Venomous Hierophant, and go from there. Probably not going to block, because if I... Ooh, this isn't bad. Okay, I guess attacking with the 2/1 now isn't that bad. So do I play out the Tectonic Giant, or do I play out the Venomous Hierophant? Yeah, I guess I don't mind trading the 2/1, and then, yeah. I guess it's fine attacking with both. And if he tries to block with the Scorn Piper, I can just finish out the Wolf Strider. And if not, I can just take out the Goat. Milling lands isn't that bad, because I'll eventually get a land. Although I need a 5th for my Scoville's War Leader. At least I'm not milling some useful spells. Mogus Priest is annoying. Of course, you can sack and give something first strike. Ooh, the Favor is great. Maybe just play out the Tectonic Giant, perhaps, and go from there. Do I need to attack? Don't really need to. Yeah, we'll just stay back. But this is definitely a better better hand than the last one. Theros Celebrant, pretty annoying. Probably fine using Mogus Favor on it. Let's see. Yeah, probably fine using it. And then we can use it again, maybe, for the Scorn Piper. Probably gonna sack it, of course. Sure. Should have Lamp Pad and stacked first, actually. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Forcing him to stack is good so he doesn't gain first strike. Just want to get rid of his sacrifice fodder so whenever he decides to use his final flares, he won't have anything else left to sacrifice. Of course, he can eventually escape his Wolf Strider, but we're simply just trying to outvalue him. Yeah, these Scorn Pipers are really annoying. Not gonna lie. And he can escape the Wolf Strider next the turn after, so that sucks. So I could just play out the Scoville's War Leader. Alternatively, I can Mogus Favor and play out the second one. I think we move to combat. He probably has Final Flare Up, but maybe I just still play out the Scoville's War Leader here. I mean, he has 3 of them, so I probably need to play around it. Maybe haven't fired it off yet, but yeah, this Wolf Strider is going to be pretty annoying since he can exile and escape. Although I can probably start attacking with my 3/3 and my 2/2 since this can gain first strike, which is quite useful. I can also just sack the Underworld Charger too. Interesting. Maybe as a Final Flare. Guess he's playing the sack. So now what? So he's playing the sack and draw a card and throw the 2/2. I could have just attacked with a team here, but what will I sack if he blocks here? Maybe just swing the 3/3. I mean, I could just sack this and draw a card, so. Pretty annoying deck. Okay. Yeah. Sweet, managed to get my revenge. But hopefully I don't face him again. But I might, since time is about to run out and we're both probably queuing at the same time. But we'll see, it should be pretty fun. Exact lethal. Perfect. Alright, final boss. Jeez. This deck is pretty insane. Yeah, this final draft for Theros Beyond Death Premier Draft is definitely worth it. So yeah, I'm going to do the final boss, and then we can do an overview of this deck. And yeah, I'm a high chance of getting 7 wins since this deck has a pretty insane curve, some powerful bombs, and just overall great interaction and removal. So a nice solid way to finish up Theros Beyond Death Premier Draft. Since I was kind of concerned whether or not I would even get a 7 win with this when it first started, I did really badly, but now it's proven to be a stepping stone. So alright, final boss. I'm gonna stop being quiet. Need to do some commentary for the final game. Maybe it's not the final game. Okay, opening hand. We're on the play, so I don't really want to go down the card. We can lead with an Underworld Charger. As long as we get maybe like 1 or even 2 lands, we can cast a Hierophant into Skovos War Leader, and there's a chance we can curve out with the Tectonic Giant, so I think I'll try it. Top decking a 2-drop would also be quite nice too. Lead with black because we have double swamp, so we can hide info. Eidolon Philosophy, decent 1-drop. Okay, so we could curve out into the Tectonic Giant. The question is that too risky? Could be. Yeah, I could run into a counterspell if he decides to keep all of his mana open. So yeah, let's just play the Underworld Charger. Maybe we can Underworld Charger into Venomous Hierophant, into Skovos War Leader, and then have the Akroan War coming in. But this is a nice 3/3. Does he have anything? Yeah, Naiad. I guess it's fine playing out the Tectonic Giant if he's going to play the Naiad. Definitely going to be attacking. Yeah, this is going to be pretty difficult for him to deal with. I mean, he can use Ichthyomorphosis on this, but if he does, I can maybe find a land to cast my spells. Yeah, let's go for it. It's just too good here. And then there's no Mystic Repeal doesn't answer it. Warbriar's Blessing doesn't answer it. Only Ichthyomorphosis does. And yeah, I should attack. No reason not to. He's probably going to kill this anyways, but I get to leverage some card advantage in the meantime. Ooh, Thrix. Yeah, Thrix is good. Ooh, the Omen of the Forge is quite good too, so now if he decides to block, I can kill off Thrix. Yeah. I'm hoping he blocks. If not, I guess I can answer the Eidolon, because he needs to get rid of this Tectonic Giant. Otherwise, he's gonna have some issues. Yeah, that's good. And then now I can take out the Naiad, and we can Omen, killing Thrix. So that was really nice. And then now the Underworld Ragehound doesn't seem bad, or the Slaughter Priest. I mean, I don't actually mind trading off the Eidolon, but yeah, Slaughter Priest can attack past this, which is generally probably just better. So at least the Tectonic Giant exiled a Omen of the Forge to deal with Thrix, which was quite nice. And the opponent's ramping even more, so maybe we can just play out the Venomous Hierophant next turn, or the Skovos War Leader, depending on what we draw. And War Leader it is. Now we can step in the Akroan War, which is nice. The 2/2 can attack past the 1/2. I don't like how this will chump and sack to draw cards, but you could also just tap out. We'll see. Ooh, that's a good target. Seal Warbriars, okay. Nothing I can do there, but it is what it is. But at least I can steal this and sack, which is nice. Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't kill my 2/2 because I need this to sack the Nessian Boar. But yeah, this should be lethal if he can't deal with the boar or put up a chump blocker. Yeah, he's probably gonna use this to chump and draw a card. I mean, I guess if I Iroh's Blessing here, then it's GG's. So I guess I go for it. I mean, there's nothing he can do because this is a 13 damage, unless he finds a mystical repeal, and then even then I'll just sack the boar. So yeah, GG's. Nice 7-1. Wow, this is our third 7-win video, so yeah, nice way to finish off a set that's about to expire and rotate before it comes back again. So quite happy about this draft, and hopefully I can do some Kaladesh Remastered and perform to my utmost. Alright. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, when this Premier Draft first started, I didn't have a good experience. Black was overdrafted. I kept facing Dream Trawlers and Kiora Best of Sea Gods and Ashiok. But I guess at the final hours, the people that are playing aren't super hyper competitive, so I managed to take advantage of that situation. Anyways, yeah, just a nice black-red sacrifice deck with minor escape synergies. In terms of removal, Moga's Favor, excellent overperformer. Even if you don't kill anything with it, the ability to enhance your creature's power can be decent sometimes. To make your small creatures that the 2-drops that you don't care about or 3-drops into significant threats that would have otherwise just been creatures with like regular 2/2s. You can just turn them into like 4/1s, which can be really nice. Iroh's Blessing, obviously excellent on curve, great tempo play, just 2-drop, 3-drop into like 4-drop Iroh's Blessing, kill something, enhance your creature is really powerful. Drag you to Underworld, double black, but you know, it's still a good card, like kill something at instant speed, and then you get the upside of getting a discount. And again, I've said before, 4 mana kill something at instant speed is still a good card, and the fact that you can discount this even more has more upside. I do like having 1 Portent of Betrayal, even though, again, direct removal is usually more efficient and takes less out. The Portent has higher upside. You can steal the creature, attack with it as well, and then sack it to gain the extra bonus from your creature. So I do like main decking 1 Portents in the sacrifice decks. We also have a Chrome War, which was kind of our pack 1 pick 1 bomb. Not only do you steal the creature, but then it's kind of like a one-sided board wipe where they're forced to attack with everything, and if the creature they have doesn't have toughness higher than their power, then they essentially just lose them. So a Chrome War is insanely powerful, especially with sacrifice synergy. Final Flare, I like having 1 copy in the sacrifice decks too, especially in a deck full of sagas and enchantments. It's easy to find targets with this. We did lose 1 game. It was against an opponent that main decked 3 Final Flares, but then we beat them the game afterwards since we were paired up again. But anyways, yeah, I don't know if 3 is too excessive. I mean, I can see myself main decking 3 if I'm running like 4 copies of Discord Piper or 3 copies of it. But overall, in this deck, it feels like 1 is fine. But I could also see myself main decking 2, of course. And Inevitable End, which I didn't even see a single time this game, also solid. Definitely the worst of these other rest removal spells, since it doesn't get rid of a blocker, and it still gives the opponent a turn. But anyways, yeah, I guess there's Omen of the Forge too, as light removal early on to punish those 2 toughness creatures, which is definitely really relevant in the set. So yeah, this is the deck. In terms of creatures, we're running 13 plus 14 with Timurid Calls of Dead. I guess 15 if you count the extra 2/2 as a separate creature, but it's mostly just a 14 creature deck with a solid curve of 5 2-drops, 4 3-drops, 4 4 drops, and 2 5-drops, and we managed to get there even without the Wings of Hubris, since Lampad of Death's Vigil can um, help close out the game. Sometimes we just do enough damage with the 2-drops that we have early on. Sometimes the Tectonic Giant can deal damage. Although I use Tectonic Giant as a value engine this game. I mean, this draft didn't use them to deal 3 damage at all. I think it's better to draw cards with Tectonic Giant than to deal damage, but it really depends on the circumstance. That's why Tectonic Giant is such a great card. It's very flexible. It can be utilized as a control card just to gain card advantage, or you can use this to deal more damage to your opponent's face if you're really hyper aggressive. So yeah, it's really good. Yeah, and then I could have made like a second portent, but again, I just think I had so much removal. I definitely needed creatures. So yeah, in terms of sack outlets, 1, 2, 3, 4 sack outlets, and 5, 6. So it was definitely worth main decking 1 Portent of Betrayal. Anyways, yeah, this was also 17 lands, even though we only had 2 5-drops. The problem is that the Aro's Blessings all want to be on turn 4. Same with the Acron War, which if you're trying to combine with a sacrifice creature will require a lot more mana than 4, so it's mostly like something on turn 6, along with the Final Flare and some of our Steel Sack combos. I mean, Portent of Betrayal, that combos with our Steel and Sack combos. But anyways, yeah, it was really fun getting 7, and it was a nice way to finish the draft. So let's crack some packs. In the meantime, claim a prize, and pack 1, pick 1. Pretend we're drafting Theros Beyond Death. Commanding Presence versus Oracle. Probably take Commanding Presence because it has a lot more upside. Of course, it takes a lot more setup, but the power of this card cannot be undenied. It plays best with a flyer where you can enchant and protect it with a card like Karametra's Blessing or Starlight Mantle or even Flicker of Fate. That being said, there's only 2 auras in this set that really goes off if it's untouched, if it's untampered with, the Staggering Insight and Commanding Presence. So they both kind of fit in the same archetype where you're just trying to go all in with one creature and just win outright. The best common is Incendiary Oracle, excellent 2-drop, can help exile, relevant in the late game because you can pump, and definitely would take this over Underworld Ragehound. Nessian Wanderer is very medium. I think Warbriar's Blessing is the best card in this pack. Scoville's Maze Warden is solid too, but overall I guess it's solid if you can, if the opponent doesn't have anything to block or hold this off, and I guess it can also trade up. So yeah, Scoville's Maze Warden is solid, but I still take the removal spell over it. Nessian Wanderer I think is overrated. If you can trigger Constellation multiple times, I guess, you can thin out your deck and grab lands, so that's not too bad. But overall, the stat line is not what you want in a white-green Constellation deck. This feels like it's better in some sort of black-green Escape deck or blue-green Constellation deck where you're trying to be a little bit more controlling and grindy due to its low power and high toughness. But that being said, it can be a fine way to thin out your deck for lands. So then, once you thin your deck of lands, you can just find spells, but Nessian Wanderer is alright. I don't really find it particularly amazing. Freaka Spawn is, I don't want to call it mythic uncommon, but yeah, it's kind of like a mythic rare. No, not mythic rare, sorry. More like a rare uncommon, since it's just really powerful. Definitely the best card in the pack. I would take this over Final Death and Myra's Grasp anytime, and Iroh's Blessing, because of the fact that you can escape this into a 5/6, and then every single time it escapes, the opponent's forced to sack things. Of course, it's not going to be at its best against token and enchantment-based removal that keeps a creature locked down on the battlefield that they can just sack to the triggered ability, but it's still really powerful. Sunbeam Pegasus is great. Lampad, definitely an overperformer in the set too. Both of these commons are overperformers, Lampad and Sunbeam. Like Lampad, it's best in the black-red sacrifice deck, I get it, but you can still play this in black-green, black-white, black anything as a way to just deal those final points of damage and drain them. And the late game is relevant too. And it's good to have a sack outlet, even if you aren't a sacrifice deck in this set, just to free escape creatures from enchantment-based removal, like Dreadful Apathy, so they don't get exiled. So Lampad is a great overperformer as well. Blight Breath for the Black Devotions deck can be fine, but without Black Devotion, it's not worth it. Without too much Black Devotion, I mean, sorry. Staggering Insight is the best card to pack. The more flexible option is the Iroh's Blessing, which is great. Still probably lean towards Staggering, or no, maybe Iroh's Blessing is better. I mean, no, Staggering Insight's better, but like Iroh's Blessing is just more flexible, which does get the nod. And red is a solid color in this set too. I think in terms of like color rankings, I think black is the best, green is like the second best due to all the good escape creatures that come, and then red and white are both kind of close. They're both like fine colors. They both have their weaknesses and everything, but they're good. And then blue is just really bad unless paired with white or if you open up a broken bomb. But yeah, Staggering Insight is great, but it does require setup to get going, and it can be kind of awkward if you can't like defend against aggressive decks, because it does require your time to find your combo pieces and get it going. But yeah, Staggering Insight is pretty good, but probably still take Iroh's Blessing to stay open. Probably the best red common. This pack is not great. I mean, Mischievous Chimera is probably the best card to pack. I haven't drafted the blue-red flash deck yet, but people have been telling me that it's definitely a solid archetype. The only problem I have with blue-red is I guess there's no escape creatures unless you take a Rage Hound, but it's not that great. You're not looking to really enable escape with blue-red. It seems like you're just trying to be really tempo and aggressive. You're just trying to deal as much points of damage as possible, and then use your instant speed spells to disrupt the opponent. So yeah, it's a tempo deck from the looks of the archetype. Definitely don't want to be very controlling in blue-red. You want to be very fast, very efficient, and you want to keep up lots of tricks and use them at the right time in order to punish the opponent as much as possible. So yeah, Mischievous Chimera is good. Wonder Star is not very impressed. Just a clunky removal spell for 4 mana, which isn't great. And again, the enchanted permanent, the creature or whatnot, still have their abilities. So it's not like it's going to stop a Soul Reaper Mogus. It's not like it's going to stop Archon of Sun's Grace. It's not like it's going to stop I don't know, the Skull of Grove Dancer or whatever. It's just not good. Like, blue is so bad in this set. Unless you open up a bomb, it's literally almost no reason to be in blue. Mara's Grasp, keep it simple, solid removal spell. You don't have to commit to a tribe or anything. Dreamstalker Manticore is another one of those red-blue spells. Flash payoffs, but it has unique synergy in red-green too, being a 4-powered creature for 3 mana. And, you know, it's just still a solid card. Like, even if you're not in red-blue, you have a couple of flash... You can have a couple of instant speed spells like Omen of the Forges in your deck, or Final Flare, which can punish 1 toughness, which is quite solid. But yeah, this card's fine, but it's another one of those red-blue flash payoff cards. But usually dealing 1 damage to any target isn't too significant unless you can chain together. Like another removal spell, I guess like Omen of the Forges will become 3 damage as opposed to 2 with this Dreamstalker Manticore if used on the opponent's turn. So yeah, it has a lot of upside. The flash deck is not unplayable. I just think it just requires too much work, and it just doesn't come together a whole lot often unless you pick up the right specific pieces. Underworld Rage Hound, probably the worst of the escape creatures, but still good. And then Zendikar Rising. Pack 1, pick 1. Yeah, I'll probably take a Nahiri's Binding. It's probably the worst of the best removal spells at common, since it's an enchantment, so it can be interrupted with Into the Royal. It's sorcery speed. Double white is not the easiest to cast, and it also dies to like Feed the Swarm. It's not. I would definitely take Into the Royal Eruption, Deadly Alliance, Vanquish the Weak over it. But yeah, I would probably take it here. Like Subtle Strike is also a really good combat trick as well. But the Neri's Binding just locks something down, shuts it off completely, and it's a solid spell. Don't get me wrong. There's not a lot of sack outlets in this set that will punish you for having enchantment-based removal, but it's not perfect. But I think it's the best card overall in the pack. I think Archon is overrated. I don't think it's great. I think this is more of a constructed card, and here's my logical reasons. It's because it doesn't share any party types. Also, the effect is symmetrical, so it's not going to be great. And it's also in white. White wants to go wide. It wants to develop the board. It definitely wants to play more than one spell per turn. So it can definitely be backfiring against you. It can definitely backfire against you if you aren't ahead on board. And if your opponent has large creatures, that they can just play one large creature per turn and just smash, and then it's hard to deal with since you're also forced to play a spell per turn. So it's going to be hard to maybe set up some sort of double block, some sort of creature, and then a removal spell to follow up with it, etc. But yeah, it's more of a constructed card. I don't think this card is great. And Skyclave Sentinel, a 3-mana 2/3, can pretty much just replace this card, honestly. At least that card has kicker synergies, and it can still become kicked in a late game as a 4/5 that can attack. So I think Archon is not that great. Skyclave Cleric is decent too. I think all the modal dual face lands are decent, but I think they're also kind of overrated since some of them just don't have great effects, and you rather just take something at common to ensure that you have a feasible deck. But yeah, overall, Skyclave Cleric is fine. Can help with party synergies and good in the black-white life gain deck. But yeah, probably Nahiri's Binding, Soul Strike, and the Skyclave Cleric if I was to rank. Actually, Core Celebrant is also a real overperformer in Zendikar Rising. It's going to be as best, of course, in the black-white life gain deck, but the fact that this can block very nicely, the fact that it can just gain life to help you stabilize, makes it a really good white common. So yeah, I would probably, between Nahiri's Binding and Core Celebrant, this is close, but I'd probably still take the removal spell. The Core Celebrant, do not underestimate this card. I can only see this not being played in a red-white aggro deck, which is looking to pressure the opponent. Everything else, I can see this still being played in white-blue party, in white-black, obviously, and maybe white-green if you're trying to do a little bit of party synergy. But yeah, I guess green is at odds with this card too. Green is trying to also be kind of aggressive and beat down oriented, so you don't necessarily just want some sort of random blocker that can't even attack well on turn 3. So yep, there you have it. Nice 7-win video. Hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, it's going to be over in 3 hours, so there's no need for me to draft this anymore. And I'm going to do some researching for Kaladesh Remastered, and hopefully I can put up some nice draft videos for that, for this new set. So actually, it's not a new set, for this throwback set. So yep, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and take care. Thank you very much.